It's Bipolar Barbie here, and today I wanted to talk about, I guess, a myth that is prominent in my family, and it might be prominent with you guys in your understanding of me, particularly my relationship with my father. Now, this is the myth that I'm not grateful for the things that my father has done for me, that my family has done for me, particularly in my early years. This is, I guess, this myth as well, this misunderstanding that I harbor a lot of blame, that I harbor a lot of anger towards my father. And as much as that might have been true in the past, I think at some point I definitely let go of that anger. And I come from a really trying to understand place, a really accepting, a really, okay, this has happened, but I just want to understand why you did it, and a yearning for understanding as well. I really want those feelings to be reciprocated, and they haven't been. And I think that's my only issue that I have with my father, is that he refuses to come from a place of understanding. And that's really hard, despite my efforts to communicate that to him, that all I really want is understanding. But I had this realization, Northie, come here. I had this realization lately when it did come to, I guess, the concept of the 5 love languages, which has really made sense to me as far as like relationships and stuff are concerned. But I didn't kind of realize that it would be in like non-romantic relationships as well. They do say that your primary love language is sort of develops by the love that you were shown from your parents. Now for me, it's quality time. And I remember spending quality time with my dad, and I think since it stopped, I've really been mourning the loss of that. I really loved being Dad's little handyman. I really loved being in the shed with him, hanging out, building stuff, and I do see him trying to rebuild that connection. He did invite me to help him put a gate back on at one of our properties. He did help, ask me for help when he was trying to build, this kind of carpentry thing, and that was really, really funny. Ollie's here right now, and he's trying to eat the camera. And that was cool, that showed that he respected my opinion. And I mean, in the end of the day, I actually solved a lot of problems that he had with the carpentry that he was trying to do, which was cool. It showed, and he listened, and he did, what I suggested, and that really came from a cool place. So that definitely means a hell of a lot to me. But I know that he has this need for me to be grateful, for me to thank him for the things that he has done for me in my life. And I guess what he means by that is, every single time he fixed my car, all of the camping trips we used to go on as a family, the fishing trips, the fact that I never went without, as far as, I always had a packed lunch, I always had clean school clothes, I always had those things, what I guess I needed as far as physical things. I always was allowed to do whatever sporting activity, extracurricular activity I wanted. I was always allowed on school excursions. And I think to him, these were things that he really went without. These are things that he really wanted to give his children because he didn't have them. His family was really, really poor. And not saying that I guess we have a lot of money, but, it's a different time, I think. The definition of poor back then when he was a child versus the definition of poor now is very kind of different. So, he always provided those things. And it's not that I'm not grateful for them, I am. I think the fact that I ask for more is the part that he sees as ungrateful. And it's not that I overlook them, and I just really, really want him to know that. And I've been trying to communicate that. But I know the issue is that all of that doesn't mean anything to me. And I know that sounds like very strange, and I mean it in the best possible way. My father could have taken all of that away, and if he had just been present, if he had given me his quality time, then that is all that I needed. That is all that I ever wanted from him. And I think the fact that he didn't give me what I needed most is where our issue kind of came. And, I had a realization where he said, I've always fixed your cars, I've always done stuff like that. And, his is acts of service and kind of gift giving. Acts of service is definitely the way that he shows love. And I think now that I understand, I definitely get it a lot more. I would really like to communicate that with him in some way. The hardest thing is not my ability to communicate, but his unwillingness to listen to me, to try to understand, to sit with me, to take the time, and his immediate mindset of I'm wrong and him getting really, really defensive. So I think that's hard. I think that definitely is hard, and the place that it comes from is very, I don't know. The more my understanding grows, the more I can accept a lot of the stuff that's happened. And I don't expect him to accept blame, but I definitely want him to see the connection. I want him to accept my pain. And I ultimately want to move forward and kind of get over it and let bygones be bygones, but he's never going to do that. And as much as I speak out about the things that have happened, it's really just to help you guys and everyone come from a place of understanding. It's not to give blame. It's not about any of that. So I just wanted you guys to know that, to clarify, I guess, some of the rants that I do about that relationship and borderline personality disorder. But I really hope that he watches this video too, because that would make me really happy. They've not been supportive of any of the stuff that I've done, which is sad, because my doctors really hoped, like, they're super supportive of what I'm doing, and they really hoped that through viewing my content, they would come from a better place, you know, of understanding, which so many people tell me happens, and I think that's great. Nothing makes me happier than you telling me that you shared a video, that you shared one of my posts on Instagram, and that your family or friends have been able to understand you and have been able to look at you in a better light and ultimately improve your relationship. That makes me so happy. And I just wish that that was my reality as well. But I guess it's not going to work for everyone. I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I guess I need to practice being a little bit more grateful. Or it's not that I'm not grateful. I need to verbalize that. I need to communicate that a little bit more. But, you know, that word but is really hard. It's like, I'm grateful, but. And when you use that word but, then people automatically go, nope, I don't want to hear it. It's almost like it excludes your first statement, which is hard. So I'm going to continue playing with my horsey and get Attitude Apparel finished for you guys, because it's about 24 hours or something like that till it launches. Oh my god. 7th of February, midnight Sydney, Australia time. I think it's about 9 a.m. for most people in the States, so check that out. Really excited to show you guys this. So excited. But I gotta get my shit together in more ways than one. So thanks, guys.